All righty, folks. Good morning. Good morning. God bless. It's a new day ahead of us. Wake up, get started, get ready to win the day. If we can win the day, we can win the whole week, right? But in order to win the day, we got to win the morning. So thank you all for joining. Give me a second. I'm going to share here, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll and get through this morning and then get on with our days. But, we got to get started right here at the warm-up. Here at the warm-up, we're focused on being great this week. We're focused on reaching our goals. We're just focused, man. Let me see. Share. All righty. Thank you all for your patience. Share now. All right. So the whole world can see what we're up to this morning on our pathway to get our day started right. We're going to do here at the warm-up, we're going to do some affirmations this morning. We're then going to look into some tips and some suggestions around our topic of discussion. And we'll finish off with some motivational, encouraging quotes. Today's topic is centered around assurance, spiritual assurance. And so we're going to talk about what that means and what that looks like. Spiritual health. Spiritual health, folks, is an insurance for your journey in this life, right? It's an assurance from God that, things are going to be all right, right? You can go ahead and move forward confidently in this world. Because it's Monday, that's why we are focusing today on our spiritual health. Each day of the week corresponds with a pillar of growth, right? An area of our lives that we can grow and get better. So Mondays is about spiritual health. You'll find that Tuesdays is about our mental health, Wednesdays, emotional health, Thursdays, physical health, and Fridays, our spiritual health. Give me 1 second. I should have put my Wi-Fi on. It is on. Okay. I felt choppy. You all let me know I'm choppy if you can't see. Okay. So, affirmations, first and foremost, to start our day. If you're not sure what affirmations are, look them up. You're going to find they're extremely positive, motivating, and empowering, and can help each and every one of us get through our day. I'm a little crooked today. So affirmations, repeat after me. These are all going to be spiritual based. We're strengthening our spiritual ability today. Repeat after me. The power of God moves my spirit. Amen. The power of God moves my spirit. Repeat after me. I allow rest, security, and love to wash over me. I allow rest, security, and love to wash over me. Number 3, repeat after me. I am a divine being. I am a divine being. Once you know that you're divine, you start like your divine unworldly powers. You all are more powerful than you know. Repeat after me. God is always with me in sickness and health. Repeat after me. I am open. I open my heart to guidance of God. I open my heart to the guidance of God. I am connected to the unlimited abundance of the universe. I am connected to the unlimited abundance of the universe. I always think it's funny when you have, your Christians and your really churchy people think that you can never reference the universe as if God didn't create the whole universe. So I am connected to the unlimited abundance of the universe. This next one says, and believe it for your life, God can create miracles that exceed my expectations. God can create miracles that exceed my expectations. I am God's divine creation. I am God's divine creation. Last but not least, I can overcome any boundaries with the help of God. I can overcome any boundaries with the help of God. So a few more. I am grateful for the life that I am living. I am inspired to accomplish my wonderful goals in life. That's all I want, right? I want for us to wake up in the morning, have a vision, have a desired goal for what we want in this life, and for us to be able to move down that pathway, move on that journey, and just keep pushing forward. getting better every day, getting closer to that goal, that desire, that envisioned reality for yourself every single day, getting closer, right? And it helps that we are spiritually strong, that we are spiritually sound. Let me tell you about the word assurance, right? Assurance, not insurance, assurance, right? We want to make sure that we have spiritual assurance when we're out here in the world. Assurance is a positive declaration intended to give confidence, a promise, right? A promise, certainty in one's own ability. So not only do I want to have assurance in my own ability, I want to have assurance in God's promise, right? Lord, you promised to be with me through thick and thin. You promised to be with me against my enemies. You promised to guide me, right? I have assurance in that. I count those blessings in advance. I have confidence in God's promise to me, right? So, what are some of God's promises? What can we hold God accountable to? What is it that we should expect in our life if we are spiritually healthy, right? God reminds us that He is our strength, right? So think about all the times in your life where you need strength. You need to be strong, not just physically, but also emotionally, also mentally. God says, I am your strength. God says, I will never leave you, right? If you crack open the text, God says, I will never leave you. So let's have confidence in that. If I'm going about my day and I know I got God right here on my shoulder, got my back, He will never leave me, then I'm never alone. I'm always, my efforts are always multiplied. I got God on my side. God says, I have plans for you to prosper. I have plans for you to prosper. When you submit yourself to God, when you grow your relationship with God, you are working towards your vision. God's plans and your plans are beginning to sync up. God has plans for you to prosper because God intends on answering your dreams, answering your desires. God's promise says, I hear your prayers. I hear your prayers. God's promise to say, I will fight for you. God's promise says, I will give you peace. God's promise, last but not least, says, I will always love you. So I want to strengthen myself spiritually so that I can get closer to God's promise, so that I can actualize God's promise, so that I can have full assurance in God's promise for my life. I need God to be my strength, to never leave me, to have plans for my prosperity, to hear my prayers. I'm not out here praying for nothing. I need you to hear my prayers, Lord. To fight for me when I don't feel like fighting, when I just want to go ahead about my life and let God handle my light work. I want to claim the peace that God has promised over my life. I don't want chaos and anxiety and uncertainty and doubt and stress and anxiety in my life. I want the peace that God promised me. I want the love that God has promised me. With that love, I can feel comforted enough to love myself. If I love myself, I am well positioned to love others. Once I start giving that love to others, it becomes a ripple effect. Let God's ripple effect work through you. So, we want to work on strengthening ourselves spiritually. Let's continue to work on things that allow us to connect our faith right? With those who are like-minded and like-spirited. I love building with my brothers who are of the same faith and belief system as me. To boost your spiritual health, why don't we get out here and volunteer and help those in need? Why don't we take some time to look inward and practice yoga and meditation to build our spiritual health? Why don't we keep a journal and be clear about the things that are on our minds that we need to release to God? Be clear about where it is we want to go. Let's write out our steps, our visions, and our missions and give it to God. Let's journal if necessary. Why don't we spend time in nature, getting closer to God's creations? Let the wind touch your hair. Let the sun shine on your skin. Let your feet touch the ground. Listen to the world around you. Focus on your hobbies, right? God has given you talent. God has given you talent, unique gifts that you can do better above and beyond any other creature here on earth. Dive into your hobbies. When you see somebody at the height of their hobby, of their skill set, it almost becomes art, right? Like poetry in motion. Focus on your hobbies. Speak with a spiritual advisor. Speak with someone you trust, a pastor, a reverend, a loved one. Continue to build your knowledge. Continue to hunger and thirst for righteousness. As you continue to grow yourself spiritually and build your spiritual muscle, the assurances that you will have in God's promise will grow stronger, which will allow you to move more confidently in this world. Sometimes you feel like some folks got it all together and they may just have God on their side. Oh, man. Remember these quotes. I got some good quotes for you all. This one here says, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Amen. So, let me see what else we got. If I get another good quote for you all. See if I got another good quote for you all. I love it. I love it. I love it. It says, this is the quote from the song. It says, well, blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of his spirit, washed of his blood. Amen. Don't worry, God is never blind to your tears, never deaf to your prayers, and never silent to your pains. He sees, he hears, and he will deliver. Let's have confidence in the relationship that we're building with our God, right? Dear God, I tried my best, but if today I lose my hope, please tell me that your plans are better than my dreams. Right? Let's have confidence in God's plans. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Right? Let us have faith. And now, I'm going to leave y'all with this. And now, these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. We are working to be the living example of love, right? Loving our life, loving our passions, loving our journey, loving our mission here. Let us be filled with faith and hope so that we can act and live in love. God bless. I love y'all. I really do. Please share today's video with others, right? Let's remain grounded. Let's strengthen ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. Let's get better today. God bless. God bless. I got my You Are Enough t-shirts out. So please go to check out the website. You Are Enough. You Are Enough. I had the link down here somewhere. Just check it out whenever you get a chance. www.bjanay.com. Bjanay, BJANAY.com. And you can find yourself a You Are Enough t-shirt. God bless. God bless. Love y'all. Be awesome. We're out.